That my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our deaths and go off of the grid, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Thursday night to laugh at all our pain. An evening in the parents' stay insane. We'd like to fake our deaths and go off of the grid, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Thursday night to laugh at all our pain. An evening in the parents' lounge is
God.
Hey, the starring Jeff Lewis one actually worked. You know, we played that last week.
Jeff Lewis, man, I'm a fucking star. Look at me. I'm like bearded Johnny over here.
We meant to change the starring to featuring.
You got the new headshot too. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's really starting to click for you, buddy. I feel like it's the third act's about to
Yeah.
begin. Welcome, everybody, to the Parents Lounge, Parental Mental Health Thursday night. We are basking in the glow of a fantastic live show.
Two
Sayre,
sold
Pennsylvania
out
with,
shows in Pennsylvania.
You're sold out in Penn?
Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
We sold out in
Dude, that's
Penn.
amazing.
I'm a
They
sellout.
had to
What
send
is-
people
Selling out.
away.
It's
There
a-
were so many people.
20-seater? How many people were?
13.
Sorry, what?
So 13-seater. Thanks, Dick.
350 seat
Oh my
theater.
God.
Sold out.
Oh my God.
I know.
But 300 of them were, the seats were broken.
Yes, and mannequins. There were mannequins, and just like, you know, when they have just like
Oh
cardboard
yeah,
fill
like
in.
in Japan, yeah.
They were
Yeah, I
all
was like, why-
cutouts of Ted Danson. All of them.
Yeah, man.
Just the different stages. That one was Becker, one was Cheers,
Oh my God.
one was The Good Place. A lot of good
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I don't-
Fantastic.
I'm Jamie Kaler, joined as always by Jason Gowan and our pal extraordinaire, Mr. Jeff Lewis, the master of Twitch,
Yes.
the game master, and he will be heading to game time at 9 p.m.
Which you
Fortnite.
should stay
Yeah, what do we-
for if you're already here. You should stay for.
Stay
You
for
should
it.
Just stay for it.
Come for us. Stay for the Fortnite. That's what I say. That's my.
Is that what you're
What-
playing
are you
tonight,
playing
Jeff?
What's that?
You're playing Fortnite tonight?
I'm playing Fortnite. Fortnite is is an old school season, and I'm really enjoying it. Back to the basics, and it's really fun.
Did you play the new Batman?
The new what?
The new Batman VR?
No, I don't play that shit. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
Why are
did
you so
sorry.
confrontational this
coffee.
evening?
No, oh, there I go blurry again. I don't know what's going on.
And that's what you
I-
get.
Yeah.
I'll fuck up your vision every
know,
single
you do.
time.
I'll need to play it. I have a whole list of games I need.
It's
to
a
play.
great,
You're not blurry.
literally as far as VR goes, great game, by the way.
Do you hurt yourself by hitting your elbows and knees into things, or can you
It
stay
wasn't
pretty?
my first go-to, but I will try it.
Well, you move around. Sometimes there's too much movement, and you end up hurting yourself.
Oh no, not in that aspect. It's actually
okay.
they've calibrated it pretty well.
Okay, good, because that's the biggest.
Is there a video game where virtually you see something and it starts to move around and you have to swing at it and then it moves towards your groin and you punch yourself in the balls? Is that a thing that
Oh
happens?
yes, it's Parenthood. Yeah, that's it. I'm sure there's something like that.
They should have a game called
Yeah.
Parenthood, and it's just you have to walk around and dodge objects that are trying to smash you in the nuts.
I
Dude,
think
I
I'm
can't
playing that game
believe-
every day, and I'm losing.
I told you about my balls. I made my son write a apology letter to my balls, right?
No,
No, I think he put the letter up at one point.
I don't
Like-
remember this.
My son hit me too many times in the balls, so I made him write a letter of apology to my balls. And
You
it just
have the
says, like,
letter?
I wrote him. He says, "Dear balls, I'm so sorry. I hit you. I will not do it again. I'm sorry, balls.
But just general balls, not dad's balls. So he
Or
wrote a
maybe it
letter to
did-
all of our balls.
It may have said dad's ball. Well, but, who else has,
Dear balls,
dear
dear
balls,
all
yeah.
around the
Dear
world.
dad's balls, yeah.
On behalf of my balls, I accept this
Yeah.
apology.
Yeah, I accept it
Yeah.
too. By the way,
Yeah.
let's give a little shout out. Narcolepsy, good to see you, my friendly friend.
Brandon is here as well.
Brandon's here, of course. Yeah, doing some crazy
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
been a crazy. It's so funny because I was jumping on with Jason, and it was like tomorrow's the end of my daughter's trimester. They do trimesters, not semesters. They do. So tomorrow's the last day where her grades get counted, and then she gets a report card.
Got it.
Does
And
it have to do
so-
with the religious aspect of the school?
Wait,
that it's
I have
trying?
questions.
I don't think so.
Oh.
What happens the rest of the year? So is that
So there's a second
quadrimester?
trimester and then a third trimester. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. I only had semesters, like 2 semesters, right?
Okay,
And
all right.
How
Correct.
many
Same.
report cards would you get in 6th grade? 2
How many what?
report cards.
I just got 2 for each
You got
one.
4?
4. I got them
I think
quarterly.
I just got 2.
Those are quarterlies. Yeah. So they have trimesters. They get 3 report cards. They break the year up into 3. And so tomorrow she has a big math test. And so literally before this, I was trying to tutor her in math. And I'm like, wait, what? How do you? Sometimes they word these questions where you're like, the row of stickers is
It's
this 28 stickers, 14 have stars, 16 have heart. You're like, oh, wait.
yes.
So
We
and there's not just math, it's like a string of blocks next to each other, and then you have to keep
yes.
counting the blocks to go, wait, how many
Yes,
blocks?
or coins. We at least twice we have sent the unanswered, a couple questions unanswered back and wrote in, we do not, even our family does not understand this. We had to send it back to the teacher, like, this question does not make sense. Like, even the parent, we couldn't help them.
In that aspect, I just draw an alligator and then hope they understand.
That might work, actually.
I looked at one page though, and it was like, I guarantee in 6th grade there's no answer that's 42.876 or something. I was like, well, that's wrong. There's no chance. And so I go back to the whole thing, and of course the answer was like 12. It was like exactly a whole number, and I was like trying to do the ratio of
No.
But on the drive back, it was funny because they wanted to stop for acai, and I said, all right, well, I'll give you a quiz. And so we were doing like crazy math. I was like, what percentage is like 3 out of 10? And they were like, wait, what? And so I was trying to do percentages of
like 30%.
30%, exactly.
See, I used to know those things, but now
so I was doing fractions of like what percentage is 3 over 4?
Yeah. What percentage is 3 over 4? 75?
Yes, 75.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically just a fraction as a percentage. And so I was trying to show her, I go, well, you would take the 4 and divide it, up into the 3 or whatever, however.
Did that register?
Well, we have this ones that are like 3/4 plus 8/12, and you have to find the common denominator, all that shit. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god.
So I was
Well,
like,
Jamie, you and I this weekend talked about how kids today didn't know their times tables. But then today, Jace brought our 8-year-old brought home his times tables, and I'm happy to report he knew almost all of them without any coaching at all.
Oh, nice.
Dude, I just got a text from my wife because
What's happening?
So I go, look, I got to go do the show. And I said, can you try to help her? And I just got 2 text messages. And the text message was, here's the third one coming in. First one is, I have no clue on this homework. Sorry. That's from my wife. And the second text says, she should have skipped soccer tonight.
Oh my god.
And there's more coming. I love how she knows. I'm like literally 12 feet away from her on the other side of the wall. And,
I can do the English, and I can do the languages, and even the Spanish, and the spelling. Can't do math.
I'm really good at math, but the way they're doing it, I can do it in my head. So I'm trying to explain it to her, but they do it in such a hodgepodge, crazy way that I'm like,
core.
It's some kind of weird thing where I'm like, I don't. I go, I know I can tell you what the answer is. Like looking at it, my brain is, I'm on the edge. And
you've seen the video where the guy's making soup, right?
No,
it's a split screen. Oh, I'll tell you what it is. It's a
Oh,
split screen.
the guy making soup video. Oh, yeah. No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, it's a split
I
screen.
totally
and
have division now. Thank you.
I know. I didn't explain anything. It's you and Jeff Lewis said now. They had to explain. They had to solve the same problem, math problem. The woman on the left does new math. The guy on the right does it in 5 seconds and then starts to make a bowl of ramen soup. The whole time the woman on the left is still working on it using new math. Like he takes 5 seconds, blah, 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 blah. She does this whole, she shows all the way the new math is. It takes her 10 times as long.
It's
while they
kind of
make
like
soup.
that.
Was
So-
math broken at some point? Did math
No,
break?
no.
We didn't-
It was
You know,
fine.
my math put guys on the moon. If you guys believe people went to the moon, which I unfortunately do. I know some people don't, but it's put people on the moon. It's done. My math did a lot, and so I'm confused why they had to change it.
Not only
It was
math,
like
but
new Coke. Like we didn't need new Coke.
no.
And they
Well,
got
it
rid of
used to
new
also
Coke
be-
quickly.
And they
Now-
did, yeah.
Now it's computers. Like it's AI that's teaching our kids. It used to be people, and now our kids just go on a pad and do all the learning. And it's so bad because they need human beings there to teach them. But they're getting.
I'm going to
taught
be
by-
honest. Even my AI didn't want to do new math. He was totally
Kids-
against it.
See, my AI sent me to my room. I don't understand.
I wish
don't
my
even
AI
know.
would. So my daughter, my 9-year-old, who's in 4th grade, has a big project due, and she writes and writes and writes and writes. She'll fill a blue book. She'll like write in pages, flipping them in pages, but they want it typed.
Oh,
Here's how they type it. By the way, I
Mm.
don't know if you know much about 9-year-olds. They don't know how to type.
they
They,
don't know.
they don't have that skill. Here's the other thing.
Okay.
She's typing it on an iPad. So there's no keyboard. The
No.
keyboard's the screen. So she doesn't know where the letters are. So even though she knows what she wants to write, she's like, H, it has to be capital
Oh
H,
my God.
capital H. And they want I want to kind of go to the school and go, what are you doing? If you're going to do this, teach the kid to type and let's give the kid a keyboard. New
Is there a
math.
voice-
What's up with new math?
Is there a voice text? Can't you do voice to text?
So it's so funny you say that because my
Yeah.
computer has it. A lot of times
Yeah.
when I write, since I kind of write in my own speech anyway, I'll just improvise and run the bit. I'll just
Yeah.
hit the microphone and then I'll go back and kind of, try to fix it.
Fix it
and,
up.
So I showed her that and she's like, yeah, my iPad doesn't have that. So it's almost like they're torturing her to go like, we need you to type this. It would be like if I was like, hey man, here's Morse code. I need you to send this message. You would be like, S is ... You'd have to look back over at the code and go, what's an like? And if you tried to write out like a message, it would take hours and hours and hours to do
Yes.
that. So I'm so confused by why they're every
Well-
day something else comes home and I go, why is this happening?
Yeah. Here's the sad part too. I don't know if you heard about this, but a lot of 18-year-olds who were voting for the first time didn't know how to sign their voting card, their whatever, a mail-in ballot. They didn't know how to do it. They'd never done cursive. They never
You're
learned-
kidding.
Never did it. I don't know what they're doing, like a big X or something. I don't know what they ended up,
It's like
so-
that illiterate guy who signs up for the Civil War and they go, just put your letters here. He goes, and then they hand him a gun and they go, okay, I go
You're good to
shoot
go.
now."
So when I was in high school, one of my first jobs, I worked at Kmart in the sporting goods section.
Mhm.
And people would, Jamie, you've been here. There is a sector of our population who reading and writing was not their strong suit. I legitimately had someone come in to buy a fishing license who just copied it in crayon from a paper he was handed, and he just copied exactly. And when I asked him to read it back to me, he could not.
Oh,
So he
no.
literally was just copying the letter formations, had no idea what he
Oh, my
actually was
God.
saying.
Well, I don't know if he was literally doing it. I feel like he was illiterally doing it.
Aha.
Ah.
Ooh. Different strokes.
Ding dong.
I thought that was just football players. That's funny. That's everybody. right?
Dude, the X mark is still legal today. That is absolutely true, I believe, isn't it?
That's amazing.
I love when they make you sign it like at the on the touch screen at some store, and you're like, I just kind of take my hand and go, "Duh," like
That's
that.
what I do. I just got
And I go, I'm sure that's legal. Well, see if that holds up in court.
I just try to make a very pronounced J, and then whatever the rest of it is what it is.
Oh, if I knew I was going to bounce a check, I would make sure to sign my signature into the numbers that so they wouldn't see, so it wouldn't process the first time they did it. I mean, I don't have any money in that account, so I'm signing like, please, this check can't go through.
Well, I learned, I didn't mean to do this deliberately, but I wrote somebody a check. This must have been last year or something. And the number, the actual number did not match the written number word.
Oh my God.
And they wouldn't take it. It got sent back to the company, and then they reached out to me and I had to write another check. And I go, obviously it's this number. Like I had changed a word in the thing or something. And they were like, nope. And I was like,
Nope.
Do you remember, oh God, when I was first out of college or something, I had no money. I remember like post-dating checks.
Yes.
Did you ever do that? Where you're like, It was like September 1st as you're writing it. You're like, September 9th. Boy, I hope I make some money in the next 8 days or this is going to be a serious problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how people pull scams. They buy all this jewelry, give somebody a check, and then hope they can sell all the jewelry before the check is cleared.
Yeah.
Wait, I was going to tell you something about, you know what's funny about checks too? I don't know why I buy books. Like I buy checks in like 4 books. Like I use one check like every 6 months. Like, do you guys write checks anymore? No.
So I paid 2 bills that way. Our sewer, and because they don't understand what digital is here yet. They just are, maybe in the next 3 years we'll get it. But currently check and cash are literally the only forms we have here. So my sewer bill and my water bill do get paid by check. Everything else is digital.
The water bill is not electronic or anything?
No. Nope. It's not
electronic. But now wait a second. Can't you go to because what I do is I have a check, I enter in my bank, and the bank sends like a printed up check. Is that what you mean? Or
I can pay bills through my bank account.
Yeah, bill pay is a check.
Yeah, I have bill pay on my thing.
Yeah.
And then I have the account. Once you put the account in there, the money just goes right to them. I also, I started doing like the actual websites for those people.
Yeah.
The car, gas and power. I just go to the website and I have an account. I still have my giant like corporate checkbook, whatever. And then I haven't ordered new checks in, I can't even tell you. It's been years and years and years.
I'm going to have Avengers checks for like the next 74 years.
I have an American Eagle and a flag on mine.
I have a penguin.
Wait, the penguin, the bad guy from the Batman series?
I wish
Which one, Colin Farrell, or was it Danny DeVito?
It was Danny DeVito. That's really funny.
You guys, by the way, I won't wreck it for anybody who's watching, but
don't, because I'm going to watch the finale tonight.
Wait, do you mean the Penguin. HBO?
Yeah,
yes.
It's going to lead into the next movie. It sets up the next movie. It's really well done.
Interesting.
I saw some stuff today though that it's caused because the quality that it came out as, it's causing James Gunn super stressed because he didn't intend on working that into the whole flow of his new DC universe.
Interesting.
It's going to be a problem for them. Yeah,
for
absolutely,
sure,
because
without question,
it's the most in-depth storyline I've ever seen of any DC figure. It's really
so fucking good. Christine Milian is so fucking good in that show.
Yeah. She's great in everything.
Oh, I really have a mad crush on her. She's fantastic.
She was in oh my God, the black screen, not black screen. You know the Twilight Zone? Isn't it called Black Screen or Black Mirror? Black Mirror.
He tells stories just like Mindy does.
No, Black Mirror.
She was in that movie. You know the one. It's God. It's set in a different time, and there's guys and girls in it, and they talk to each other.
There's women.
It runs about 2 hours. Do you know the movie I'm talking about? No idea.
Oh it is Black Mirror.
It is Soprano set in Gotham. Freddie B, how are you, sir?
Yeah.
Freddie, what's up, buddy?
Wow.
Cole Cooper came to our show this weekend, Jamie. He was at the Friday night show.
Go! That was a fun one.
Nice.
Well, funny because I was kind of looking at all the stuff we improvised. And it's so funny. One of the bits that made me laugh so hard was we were talking about love languages.
Oh, that was Saturday's show.
That was Saturday. And the women, because I kind of got lit up recently where somebody was telling me about the love languages. Do you know what they are? Does anyone in the audience know what the love languages are? Women know them more.
I thought you meant romantic.
Very specific love languages. And so whenever you're having problem with your significant other, they go, well, are you practicing the love languages? And certain people have different love languages. So I want to hear what your love languages are. How you accept love and how you give love. Does that make sense? Was Deborah King at the show too? Did she see that bit?
She was Saturday night, yes.
Yeah. I thought it was super interesting, Deborah. And we totally riffed that bit that night. It was something I had kind of read and I wrote it down. And then so we ended up talking about it on stage. So when couples, they show love to each other in a certain way and they want their love. My love language is personal attention. Yes, that is actually one. So here are the 5 love languages. Words of affirmation, where you tell someone how great they are or how much you love them and how much they've made. It's the Facebook post you read from that one guy who's like, this woman, oh my God, without her, I'd be blah, blah, blah. And then 3 weeks later, it ends poorly. Here's another one, quality time.
Yeah.
Quality time. Okay.
Terrible.
Quality time is number 2. And spending time with somebody, that's how they like love languages. Receiving gifts is number 3.
I like that one.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So these are the ways women like to take love in. Acts of service.
Acts of service. Okay. Okay.
Jamie's love language is getting in a time machine and going back in time to prevent the invention of iPads. That's number 6.
Now, acts of service.
He's like the Mr. Peabody of the love language.
I would love Mr. And Sherman.
Acts of service is between these two people, right? Not like
what is charity. An act of service? Does anyone know?
I think of charity, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Is that not an HK?
No, it's a love language. So it's an act of service. I do something. Maybe I do something for you. Maybe I go and I
rub their feet.
One time, this is an act of service, I would say. One time I had a girlfriend who did traffic school for me.
No way.
That's true love.
That's a true story.
Why didn't you marry her?
Oh my God.
Is that my kid at the door? Go back to work. I have them making sneakers. We're in the Philippines right now.
Wait a second.
They got such little hands. They're perfect for making shoes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wow, the laces are such a big
I had a girlfriend she was great. I forget why she was helping me. I think she had taken it and she did it online. It was one of the ones you could do online. Do you ever do is traffic school even a thing anymore?
I think it's online now.
It's all online. When I first started doing stand-up comedy, there was a thing called Comedy Traffic School.
Yes.
Do you remember that, Jeff?
What?
Yes, very much.
So they would hire comics. Oh my gosh. They would hire comics from the Comedy Store. Yes. And they would and so the comic would teach the class. I went to one traffic school back in the day, and it was like an 8-hour day. So if you would either have points on your license where your insurance would get smashed, or you could spend one day punishment, basically Breakfast Club detention at a traffic school. And you had to be there from 8 to 4, and you'd get there, and the first 30 minutes was basically the comic telling a couple jokes and then telling you, we're going to be here till 4, just in case you're wondering if this is going to end early. It's not. You're going to be here. I got to keep you till 4. We're going to have a good time, but you're going to be here till, I was like, all right, dude, whatever. But it was painful. It was like an 8 hours of where they would try to tell you, don't go fast. And here's a video where a guy goes through the windshield and his head's cut off. Enjoy. Yes, yeah, remember that, Jeff? Did you do the same thing?
For Jerry, yeah. We had one travel school where we had 1 hour for lunch exactly. And we started up, and this woman came 15 minutes late back. And the teacher said, sorry, man, you're going to have to do it all over again. They made her leave. They didn't give her credit for the morning. Oh my God, it was harsh. because you got to
I've
be.
seen stuff like that where somebody showed up like 10 minutes late in the morning. They go, "Sorry, buddy,
Sorry.
come back."
Yeah.
Honestly, I applaud that. You know how I am with
Yeah.
time, man. I
I
am
gotta say,
so.
You are big on time for
I
sure.
am. I have a very bad time phobia. It's Navy time.
Yeah, no,
So
you're the worst.
maybe that's an act of service. What else would you think would be an act of
Being
service?
on time is an act of service. I would say
No,
yes.
no. I mean like doing traffic school for me.
I want to think of an act of service.
Oh, without
like,
question.
Somebody list an act of service that you would do for someone you love. I don't know. Like, would you? What if it was a murder for hire where you killed, like, this girl was like, her boss was being mean to her, and so the boyfriend kills the boss. Is that an act of service?
Service. That's really
This is the definition. Oh wait,
What?
She's about to show us, or they are about to show it.
As an arrow.
It's an arrow up, but I don't.
I don't see it.
A way of
here it is. An act of service is a way of showing love through actions that make someone's life easier or more enjoyable. You mean like doing traffic school? Yes. Yeah. I was totally spot on. That is an act of service.
I mean, honestly, that's the best metaphor you can give.
I mean, honestly, if my wife did anything that made my life
washing
easier,
your car,
that would be very wonderful. Washing your car.
I would argue that my wife goes out of her way to make my life more difficult.
You have way too many. There's too many acts.
And here, of course, here are some examples of acts of service: making a cup of coffee in the morning, picking up dry cleaning. So basically, I am a service monkey for my wife.
You are
shopping
literally
for groceries.
Very
put that back up. Put that back up. I like that.
I'm not doing those. I don't do any of those. Oh,
Jamie, stop clicking it.
You know what my act of service was, guys? Marrying my wife. That was my act of service.
I can't wait to get Marshall on this podcast and ask her how that act of service worked out.
How's that working out, Jeff?
Let them sleep in while you get the kids ready for school. Bingo. Prepare them a nice meal. I cook a lot. Unpack their suitcase. My wife would never want me to unpack her suitcase. She would. If I touched her suitcase, she'd lose her mind. Nurse them back to health when they're feeling sick. Yeah, I think we do that to each other. Offer to give them a massage when they're feeling stressed. I offer. It doesn't get taken very often, but yeah, sure.
I have tiny hobbit hands. It's not something she enjoys.
I offer her $80 to go hire someone else because I won't do it. I can't.
That's an act of service.
Yeah.
But here's what I always dance. Jeff does none of these.
I do none of those.
Here's what I would say. So in the bit when we talked about it on stage, I said these are the women's love languages, right? These 5 things. What's man's? Man has one love language. What is it? Yes, Jeff. Yes.
I didn't want to.
There's a better way to say it, so it's not so dirty. But
sex.
I mean, physical touch for sure. And so anytime I read these, I was like, look, you can. These are all basically to a guy. These are just 5 different ways to say sex. He would go words. Listen, words of that. So that $80 is the check he writes every 6 months. Yeah, that's about it.
But physical touch that ends with an orgasm. Let's make it clear.
Well, not every time.
Oh, please. Are you?
60% of the time, it works all the time. Listen, words of affirmation. Sure. If you want to talk during it, it's up to you. That's fine. I'll take it away. Quality time. I think we get it. It's quality time, Jeff. There's no better. There's no better quality time.
It's about quality, not quantity.
Let me ask you, and I'll ask both of you this question. Does anything in life feel better? Is there any feeling you have from anything else within that like short, brief time period? Anything feel better?
I think if there's a top 10 list, it's the 10. Like it's all 10.
It's all 10. I mean, you know when they say like pizza, even bad pizza is good. Like even bad. Like listen. Sometimes if you don't, if you don't get around the board, if you don't reach go, there can be a problem there. A few foods, maybe. Foods. Put new brakes on.
We're just don't even get suggestions.
I mean, receiving gifts, right? Receiving gifts is one of the love languages. I would argue anytime. What happens?
Sure.
What happens every birthday? What do you want for your birthday? You know what I want for my birthday.
The gift is in my pants. Yeah. What? Wait a second. Oh, you mean the gift from her? I see. Sorry. I got confused.
No, I think we were all there.
It's the same gift. We get it. Yeah. Acts of service. Yeah. I think we're on the same page. and physical touch. The whole thing writes itself. So I think only women have 5 love languages. I feel like guys really have like one
Right.
love language. Yeah.
You're right. That's funny. And you did it on stage, you for the first time?
And it was super improv-y. It was really fun.
That's really funny.
But we talked to the women in the audience, and what's funny, I said, "What are the 5 love languages?" And a handful of the women just reeled them off. Words of affirmation and quality time. No, they knew them off. Like, yeah, it's a book. It's
The
a famous
best part
book.
was the one woman was rattling them off, but she sounded like a newscaster from 1924. So
How
like
did-
she literally,
amazing.
Jamie, she ran right down them
Right
like
down.
it was a news brief before we learned about what happened in
Oh
World
my
War
God.
II.
I have
today.
to ask Marshall. That's hilarious.
This is funny. Do we mean love language? Is then the language we need to speak to get love? That's exactly right.
Pretty sure that's just called begging.
There's no getting love, just making it. Like,
Yeah. I
fluid.
posted something today. I don't know if you guys saw this story. It made me, I have gallows humor, but it made me laugh. I want to get other people's opinions as well. There was a gentleman who, he's a father of 3,
Okay.
and he lives in Wisconsin, and he went kayaking, and apparently it went south because they couldn't find him. And so they go up to the lake and they find his car, his wallet, some of his belongings, and then the kayak tips upside down. So of course he drowned in the lake. But you guys know the story, right?
I know the story because you sent it to me.
I sent it to everybody because it makes me laugh so hard because
And then I
First
started
of all-
working on how I'm going to make this work for real.
well, obviously, let's talk about it. We'll tell everyone the story of what he did, and then we'll tell everybody what he did wrong. So it turns out the guy faked his own death. I think everyone's reading it. Oh, everyone, I heard about it. Everyone's heard about it. It's pretty crazy. He faked. They only found out because they searched the lake for 8 weeks. Can you imagine if you're one of the guys scuba diving and sounding, doing sonar in a lake that that obviously that's your lake. You're like, by week 2, you're like, this doesn't make sense. Where is
I'm
this
not
cat?
finding this body. Yeah.
Right? That's So
But
they don't find him.
Did they know this and they just were covering for him, or did they really just like pretend they were doing their job? Because honestly, if I suspected it, I'd cover for the guy.
Just we found him. He's on the bottom of the lake and we can't get him up. And that's the end of it. Don't worry about it. Move on with your
Oh my
lives.
God.
The dude just wanted to eat mac and cheese in a hotel by himself. I wish.
Oh my God,
Is that
What
Jake
are you
Check?
sounding like?
Actually,
history?
yeah, I think it is Check. Jamie, you and I kind of did that Sunday night. We each got a sandwich and just sat in our room quietly eating
Oh
food.
my God. Yeah, New York. So here's what happens. So they go, they're so confused. They can't find the body. So they go, you know what? Let's run his passport. See if his passport's been used. Bing! The day he disappeared, the passport went through Canada. It crossed the
Oh
border
my-
into Canada.
That
And
was his
so-
first mistake.
Here's what's crazy though. He was smart enough. He claimed his passport was stolen. And this had months ahead of time, and got a second passport and left his old passport in the house. So that his wife was like, his passport's right here. He couldn't have left, but he had been issued another passport, and he used
And they knew that.
passport. They didn't know that until they ran it. So they run it, it pops going into Canada. And and the wife's like, that's crazy. He has a passport. So they go to the passport office and they go, he applied for a new passport like 6 months ago and he got a second passport. Yeah.
Oh my
Brilliant.
God.
Brilliant. So then it turns out they go, all right, something's up. So they start going through his stuff. They look at his computer to go like, what's his search engine in his drive? You know how you delete your history? You know what he did?
Yeah.
He changed the hard drive. The day he disappeared, he
All
changed the
happened
hard
like-
drive in his computer. Brilliant.
Oh
They should
my
have searched the
God.
link for the hard drive. So they finally, you can still track people through the URL or whatever. They find out he's been contacting this woman in
Oh.
Uzbekistan. He's been having a crazy relationship, this woman in Eastern
Online.
Europe. I don't know if this is kind of the nicest thing he does, but it's definitely a red flag. He takes out an insurance policy weeks before for $375,000, which my guess was his way of saying, hey, baby, I'm ditching you with 3 kids, but there's a little money. He's not getting the insurance unless he had a plan to try to figure out how to get it. But I think that was almost a gift to the wife to go
Yeah.
I mean,
Why not?
I'm not
Honestly, if
coming
he's
back.
leaving her with 3, it's the least he can do. But I mean, I commend all the efforts all around.
So close. By the way, here's my other question. So that they haven't caught him. He's still in Uzbekistan. But here's my
Wait,
question.
he's not caught yet. He's just they just know what
They don't know where
happened.
There's no
they
extradition.
they. Well, here's what. How can you extradite? What's the crime? What's the crime?
Being an idiot.
There's no crime.
There's no crime.
He didn't cash in the insurance policy. He didn't officially fake his own death. He left some belongings by a lake and an overturned kayak, and then he used his passport that he got. Tell me when he shows up in Uzbekistan, it's not some girl named Svetlana. It's like some dude named Boris who's like, "Welcome, my friend." And then he's human trafficked over there. He's somewhere in Eastern Europe. That's what they say. Yeah. And so the last bit of the story, insurance fraud, how?
Because technically his wife would have committed it. She didn't know.
She would have committed it.
Didn't know,
And
he didn't cash it.
They didn't cash it yet, I don't think.
And also on her side, she doesn't know what happened to him when she turns it in.
Right.
It's a victimless crime.
How long do you have to be gone, disappeared before you're declared dead? I think it's like a year. I don't think you can be declared dead in like 2 months.
I thought it was 3 days, but I could be. I don't know.
3 days, not a chance.
He's dead. Man.
To be declared dead by an insurance company? Yeah. Where some dude has a bender and he goes, "My wife got $2 million."
Oh, actually, according to Google, in many countries, a person is presumed dead if they have been missing for 7 years or more.
Yeah, it's years. It's years. And it happens a lot when people disappear. The family, especially insurance companies, are like, no, he's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Because they don't want to pay. They go prove he's dead. And so people have to fight to prove someone's dead. You have to show like reasonable means to go like, no, we found his arm, like something. We found all this stuff.
This is all way more work than I had planned to put in.
So
this is
crazy.
So much.
So what did he do wrong? Where did he go wrong? Just so not that any of us are thinking about doing this, but if we were, what would be the best way to do it?
I don't leave the country. That's the passport's too traceable.
I agree.
I'm gonna stay in country, but I'm going remote.
What about?
He did this all for the girl in Uzbekistan. It sounds like she's probably an OnlyFans model. And
why can't she come here?
No,
absolutely, yes. And just you could be a man and stand up and go, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Like you're still a terrible person, but at least you didn't do this. Like to go I want to get divorced and joint custody, or however you want to do it. But to just go, this is a train wreck.
Could he have found a way to get to Uzbekistan without a passport? That would be key. If he could get out of this country.
I mean, shipping freight, maybe.
Oh man, U.S. mail, man.
That is the question. Well, listen, I think it's easier to get into other countries than it is to get in the U.S. Actually, you know what you could do? Just, I guess, in a couple months when they start putting those camps together, just say, I don't have any papers, speak Spanish, and you'll get deported. And that way you'll be out of the country before any.
Taylor, did he fly there?
I don't know. He must have.
Freddie brought up a point. If he drives into Canada, they don't even scan it. They do just let you in. So that's
what. So I think Freddie is right. They weren't that explicit, but my gut feeling was they didn't see the passport pop until he left, probably from Nova Scotia, and flew hot air balloon. Oh my God, that's brilliant narcolepsy. Now somebody's thinking outside the box. I think the passport popped when he got on the plane to Eastern Europe. Is the Unabomber shack and Airbnb? I do think here's one of my first problem immediately was the lake. You can't go in the lake. They don't disappear in the lake. You find
should have been whitewater rapids with a lot of jagged rocks. It had to be something that chewed up the body.
Yes, or ocean.
Not that I spent any time thinking about this at all.
Yeah.
Or
ocean. People disappear in the ocean all the time.
Every day. Every day.
Yeah. It's tricky though when you're if you go in a boat, you got to find a way back in. Tricky. I told you the Seth Rogen movie story, didn't I? Where I had like the perfect opportunity to fake my death.
You did, yeah, for sure.
I've told you this, Jeff, where we go to, this is years ago. Remember the movie, The Interview with James Franco and Seth Rogen?
Yes, it was
Yep.
And they're
Korea. Yeah,
making fun of Kim Jong-un or whatever.
Yeah.
And I go to the premiere downtown LA, and I'm in the theater. I just had the kids were born maybe a year, 2 years old. And I'm in the theater with my buddy Peter, and I get there and I'm pretty excited. He goes, "You're not going to believe this, man. There's a huge terrorist threat against the theater." I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Yeah, Kim Jong-un he's pretty upset about the movie. And
that's
so there's
right.
been threats that they're going to blow the movie theater up." And I was like, "I got to get out of here." And he goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I can't be in here, dude." He goes, "It's never going to happen. It's just this crazy long shot. I got 2 new kids. I can't have that kid grow up and people go, 'What happened to your dad?' And she has to go, 'Oh, he blew up in a Seth Rogen movie.' That's a terrible burden for a child to carry."
Not even
So
George
we go 2 blocks over. There's a rooftop bar, and he and I sat on the edge of the rooftop bar looking at the theater and drank for 2 hours. And the whole time we just were laughing, waiting for the theater to blow up. Like we were literally, and so we're talking the whole time, like, if that thing blows up, we're gone. We're dead. This is our ticket. We could get away. Like people, it would take them months to figure out that we are not in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all ashes.
So, it's funny too. And Jason and I do it. We do a joke all the time about like thinking about faking my death and moving to Bali. And then this whole thing happened with this cat. And I was like, I don't know if you can really get away with it now. I just think technology is too tricky.
The facial recognition is too good at this point. It's too good.
For
sure, in my space in AI, my AI will rat me out immediately. Do I trust him with something? Sure. But he'll rat me out just so he doesn't have to deal with my family alone.
What about if you always wear a bag over your head, just all the time?
This is just my face, Jeff. I can't do anything about it.
Well, nowadays you could wear a mask, I guess, like a surgical mask, like you're
and it's not a weird, like 10 years ago, it would have been a weird bank robber vibe, but you can do it now and nobody thinks anything of it.
Do you remember 10 years ago seeing people with a mask in an airport? Usually Asian people would have a mask on, and you'd laugh at them and be like, "Look at that crazy person."
That's weird. Yeah. I do remember that.
Now I had people wait on me the other day. New York especially. I mean, New York, there's 12 million people. I mean, just to not get the cold would be fantastic. But the lake is bad. I mean, if you're going to do it, I think white water is pretty good. But typically they find the other trick is a body double, right? And then you put you have to get just mushed.
I feel like I'm going to have a hard time convincing John Lovitz or Danny DeVito to do it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's going to be difficult.
You pull out one tooth and leave it at the scene. Something identifiable.
This is a huge sacrifice. Well, I was going to say, you said tooth. I was going to say a leg. See, I was going to say cut off your own leg and just throw that in the ocean.
I like your level of commitment, Jeff, to get out of it. I'm okay with it.
Leg. They're going to know. You throw it in with sharks, they'll eat it. They'll find bits of the leg. They'll just assume the rest of the body was eaten.
Well, I just don't also think people think it's going to blow up into a national story. By the way, as soon as you said that, I was like, it's going to come in handy in your pirate career when you're like, you have a peg leg for the rest of your life. And you're like, I have a story for you boys of the time I faked my own. And I could just see the people at the crime scene of like, yeah, that's definitely Jeff's leg. He's gone.
Those nails are so long.
Well,
I lost my car this Saturday night, actually.
Oh, the parked my car. That's right. Oh my God, my car.
The dude with the wife he killed up in and now they're trying to get him off. Scott Peterson or whatever.
I saw the documentary like you told me.
It's so crazy where he's like, they were like, "Where were you that day?" He goes, "Oh, I was out on my new boat on a lake." And they were like,
"You got a boat?
You have a boat?"
No, they said, "Why didn't you tell anybody?" I was a surprise.
I was going to surprise everyone with my new boat.
Why would you do that? Surprise.
By the way, if they don't find that body, and they found her. If they don't find her, he gets away with it too. I think of maybe a boat at sea explosion.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be a great way.
But here's the thing, and let's be honest. If I mean, if you really want to meet this woman in Uzbekistan, I think for everybody's sake, just leave. Just go and leave some money or whatever. And I just feel like you don't need to kill anybody. It's terrible what you're doing, but everything else just pales. Just leave.
Look at this,
Like,
Saunders. Just the leg again, detective. Better get our leg
yeah,
guy on
leg
this.
guy on this. That's
we
hilarious.
gotta write that up and act it out.
This guy's got
The
psoriasis.
dude, I couldn't agree more. Back in the day, you know, my father used to. That was a running joke in the family. A lot of guys did it, by the way. They go out for a pack of smokes and never came back. I'm going out for a pack of smokes. Which, when I was a kid and I didn't have kids, I go, who would do that? What insane person? And then I had kids, and I was like, oh, I totally get it. I wouldn't do it, but I totally understand it. Makes sense to me now. Yeah. I don't know how you would do it, though.
It didn't seem like a viable option. Now it's all I think about, and I don't even smoke.
I think the trick is too. It's like it's so crazy how people just don't go. Like that's a better solution. Like to risk everything for what half? Like you're afraid to give away half your money to split up.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah,
I know.
It's like
I would give away half my money right now, never to be shot in the face with a fucking Nerf gun again. Right now, everything like half.
Make your kid write an apology to your face.
What you say is to everybody.
Nobody's on the call back to Jeff's balls.
Yeah, the balls for sure.
Apology,
I was there.
Yeah. Dear Dad's face, I apologize for hitting you with a Nerf gun.
Yeah, I apologize.
Balls has more impact.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any crazy stories they want to talk about this week?
Yes.
I know, Jason, you had a crazy week.
Yeah,
I have a crazy story.
I've had a crazy week.
Yeah.
We come off of 2 amazing shows, and then my dog of 15 years decides it's time to go.
Oh, decided? Oh, you did.
Well, I made the last call, but it was time.
Yeah.
But it, however, did kick one positive into action, which the final decree of my divorce from my first wife was that when he passed, I just had to let her know that he had passed. And my divorce from my first wife is now in its finale. It's now done.
I didn't know you were divorced. I'm sorry. I mean,
yeah, no, it's great. She was the worst. She came to our show Friday night.
How did you let her know? Did you put the dog in a box and ship it?
No, I sent her a text message so that it was all trackable. Because she'd be the first one to call the court and be like, he didn't tell me. So
how did she like the show? Did she tell you how she liked the show on Friday?
You know, it's weird. She never came up to me after. It's almost if something about her came up in the show and when she did not enjoy.
Puppet bit, perchance. That's pretty crazy. Well, listen, we talked, but I'm very sorry to hear about your dog. I mean, it's always.
It was a rough day. I don't know if you've ever had to. Have you had to explain death to small children, Jamie?
Yes.
Did you? How did that go for you?
Horrible. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. We sat on the front steps when my wife's mom passed away. It was gruesome, and she was very young. And we had her explain to the 2 kids, and it was so surreal of like, she's gone.
Did you? So Jace, our 8-year-old, understood it pretty well. He understood the concept. Yeah. With the twins and the autism, it was a much harder discussion.
Yeah.
And we used a metaphor of sleep, which one of the twins did not seem to register at all, but Anthony did get really upset during it. And it was a very weird, it was a tough conversation.
I might have been upstate New York. Very happy up there. Yeah, and then just make AI photos.
I could have talked to you beforehand. What about you, Jeff? Do you ever have to have that discussion with your kids at all?
I just tell them they're gone. They may be back. They maybe not. I make it very unclear, like what.
Yeah. And then I typically tell the kids it's their fault. I go, you were very bad, and
you killed them.
Look, the Chihuahua went to Cabo for the weekend. He may or may not be back.
I just tell them they went to Uzbekistan.
Did we talk about that on stage? Because I was I was watching some movie and they were trying to explain to the kid, it's like, mommy and daddy are getting divorced and it's nothing. It's not your fault in any way. And in the back of my head, I was like, it's totally the kid's fault.
Absolutely.
Completely. It's
For sure.
utterly
It's
your
not
fault.
specifically that kid's fault, but I
Well,
mean,
it's
think
one
about,
of my kids for sure.
think
That'd be
about
a funny
every
sketch.
relationship
It is totally-
before kids. It's fantastic. That's the reason you have kids, and it's going great. And you go out drinking, you have a lot of sex, and you travel, and then you have kids, and it's like, yeah, it's totally the kid's fault. Everything's the kid's fault.
That's a funny sketch. Is it our fault? Yes, it is.
Yes, yes. Had you not
Wait,
They
existed,
don't like it when you
it's-
call it on them.
No, they don't like that at all. Jeff, what happened to you this week? You had some craziness.
Wait.
I know you've been doing a bunch of stand up too. I hear.
Yes, I have an old dog story. Oh, shoot, but I can tell it some other time.
No, we got time.
We
No,
got time.
just really. We had an old dog named Tex, 15 years old.
I remember Tex.
Yes, he used to poop everywhere, couch, carpet,
Yeah, it was
everywhere.
horrible. I
We
saw.
decided it was time for this dog to go. Then my wife said, you know, it's not a bad thing. Now we can get new furniture, new couch, new carpet. And then I was like, oh man, killing this dog is going to cost me more. So I was like, this dog is fine. This dog, I think he should stick around. I mean, I was like, this is the only thing between, this is the only thing standing between, this dog is the only thing standing between me and a huge credit card bill.
You you clone him, you taxidermy him, just keep him warm. He's up on a log, like
He's
a little
fine.
sound.
Okay.
I
now,
asked my wife to have me taxidermied when I go.
oh, that'd be amazing.
I'm Viking funeral boat.
Are you?
Flaming,
I'm allowed to
flaming
speak
arrow.
at that. Like, can Jeff and I give your eulogy?
Me? Yes.
You and I feel like we're qualified to do
You'll be
so.
the only one there. So it'd be fine.
It's just me and Jeff and Hannah.
And people are
Jeff's wife has plans that night, and we're like, but you don't even know the date. I know I'm very busy. I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah. I know I won't be there.
He's not even dead yet. I know, but I'm just
Just trust me.
I got some stuff coming up in the fall. I don't think I can make it. I
Okay.
feel like watching this, I am a parent. Cole, you are a parent.
Here's what happened this weekend. This is my quick story.
Yes.
I took my daughter and a friend to the mall. I didn't feel comfortable dropping them off. I went in there and I said, look, she said, please don't walk with us. I said, fine, I'll follow you 10 feet behind. So I followed them everywhere, which was fine until two mall cops approached me and said, sir, you've been following two 11-year-old girls for over 30 minutes.
This is not real. This is not real.
Of course it is. It's Jeff Lewis. That's Jeff.
What's going on? Like, dude,
Did you tell that as a joke yet?
I did. I told it today. Yes, I told it at stand-up. Yeah, yesterday or something.
Oh, be careful! Don't tell that in front of a bunch of other comics; they'll steal it, dude. That is the greatest.
Dude, you cannot be following. They went.
Where's
my
the
daughter.
turn, though? I love that story. That makes me laugh so hard. Oh my gosh!
That's
And you're like, no, one of them's my kid. Sure, she is. Yeah,
and they went to my daughter,
and then you go to her, and Lucy's like, "I've never seen this man before in my life."
Or the other girl.
I have to be honest though, the DNA test at the mall security office is rough at best.
Did you go that far in the story? Did you say the guy went up to Lucy and she goes, "I don't know who this man is"?
Yeah, I did talk about that. Yeah. Like, I have never seen this.
I've never seen this.
Before.
Lucy, please, baby.
Lucy,
Sorry,
honey,
sir.
what do you do?
That's like me taking Zoe to the hotel after my wife.
Oh my god, that bit is so fucking funny.
Of the same kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
funny.
god.
I remember when I was a kid, not a kid, when my daughters were little girls, I had to go to the bathroom at the mall. So I didn't know do you take them in the bathroom with you? And I didn't want to leave her outside the bathroom. So I put her on I put her on my shoulders. I had to pee. And so she kept trying to lean over my top of my head to look down to see what was happening.
Oh my
and I was
God.
standing at the urinal peeing. And so I was like almost leaning against like touching my head on the wall. And so and trying to block her from looking down as I was trying desperately to pee and had to pee so bad. But what am I going to do? Leave like a 2-year-old out in the mall? Couldn't do it.
Oh my god.
I didn't know what to do with her.
That's really funny. I think I took
crazy.
my daughter into the men's bathroom when she was young, and she just went in a stall or something.
Yeah, we did that too, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
I can't remember, but yeah,
But I had to pee. Yeah.
that'd be a funny
Um,
callback. Yeah.
That would be a funny callback. Really funny. Any other stories, Jeff? I know you got a bunch of crazy, funny stories you
I
wanted
don't
to
know,
run by.
man. I just got a few minutes, but
I know
no,
we have to wrap this. Hey, by the way, thank you to everybody. We haven't been doing as many of these live. We were doing the live show in Sayre. We have a couple more stand-up gigs coming up, but we're gonna
now
start
you're
to do this more
fuzzy.
regular, bring some guests in. Yeah, it's what now?
You're fuzzy. That's so funny. Your internet.
I am.
is
No, I'm
so-
only fuzzy to you.
That's that's weird.
Yeah.
It's my eyes. I'm all
My
messed
cat
up.
fucked
I
up
know.
my camera.
I'm
and
actually
now
going to stop this a couple minutes early because I have to go tutor math.
God, I'm
And
so
really quick, if anyone knows how to do ratios and
there
fractions,
you
if
go.
you could just put some of your advice into the column here, I
man.
could really use some
Nothing
help.
better.
Anybody want to take us out on some words of wisdom?
I don't have any words of wisdom, but I do need help. I feel like I have dropped the ball in every way, shape, or form with parenting this week. I don't know. I need help. And I need,
feel like that every
honestly,
week.
Jeff, I need your words of wisdom
Oh,
specifically.
boy. You're in bad. You're in trouble. Well, my words of wisdom
I do.
are just this is short. It's like that movie where that guy does with that thing.
Why are you tutoring the AI? Just go to AI for it. Well, since I got red carded at the soccer game a few weeks ago, and I've reached. Here's my words of wisdom: stop caring. I was caring too much, even about her grades and stuff. I'm definitely caring. At some point, I'm like, I already went to school. I don't need this anymore. I'm so like over trying to drive them that I'm like, I'm reaching a better let them fail mode and see where it takes them, because I'm so over like staying on top of them all the time to make sure they get their stuff done. Jeff, you must be the same.
I'm the same. Yeah. It's like there's no end. There's no.
I look at it this way.
Self-motivation.
I have 3 shots. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, there's no.
I have
There's no
3 shots at
self-motivation.
not screwing this up. I have failed the first one tremendously. I have 2 other shots, maybe 3 if the 23andMe test comes back positive. We'll see. We'll keep everybody up to date.
Keep us
But
posted.
one of the 3 I've already messed up. So I have 2 other shots to make this right. And I know.
Well, maybe you'll find out you have a 4th and you can see how that one goes.
That's true.
You never know.
Yeah,
I would stay tuned to the show.
I need a
Yeah,
haircut.
keep listening. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
Sometimes things turn up and they show up at your Saturday show.
Something's crazy. They show up at the Saturday show.
They show up at your Saturday show with a lot of news. And sometimes
Let's leave
they
that
have
with a
to-
cliffhanger right there. For those of
Yeah.
you who are watching, please stick around and join Jeffy Lou on Twitch. He'll be
Yes.
doing a little Fortnite tonight with his normal cast of characters. Jeff, thanks for coming in and sharing some stories with
Oh,
us.
thank you for having me. I don't know how to
Jason-
get out of this. I
No,
guess
you're
I-
here for the rest of your life. This is Truman Show.
Yeah, you're
I'm-
stuck now.
I'm
For
stuck
Jason
now.
Gowan, Jamie Kaler, Dr. Ruppel, who's not here tonight, thank you guys so much for joining us. Check out all of our stuff, and we'll see you next week here for a little parental mental health in the Parents Lounge.
Good night,
Bye,
everybody.
Bye.